amphitheater if you're hanging around up top. It's a great day to be a water protector. We're so glad you're all here. I'm Russell Chisholm of Protect Our Water Heritage Rights or Power Coalition, and I will be your co-MC today. We are now live streaming at the Repairers of the Breach and at Artivism Virginia on Facebook, thanks to the generous work of Eric Preston and Fusion Films. So please tell your friends who could not be here today to share those links out and tune in now. We also invite you to take this opportunity to be here with us, put your phones away. If you still wish to promote this event out on social media, be mindful that some folks do not want to be out there in the digital space. So just please ask for consent before sharing photos. Sounds like we need some volume in my mic, please. Thank you. We're working on it. Folks up at the top, if you want to move down into the amphitheater while we get this microphone sorted out, we'd love to see you. Sounds like folks still cannot hear up top. Again, while we get the volume corrected here, I'm still seeing some thumbs going up, which is either everybody feels really good about this opening or we need more volume. Sounds like it's the second part of that. So I want to honor so many volunteers, people who either did not register, just showed up today, helped to pitch in, people who have been in this movement from day one, whose names you may not know.
You want it down a little bit? Again, people who have really pitched in all throughout this movement, which for folks who have been following it has been really a 7-year fight for all of us. I'm going to keep moving through this after the sound issues have been sorted out here. If you have your violation poster and script, make sure you also have your card that tells you which violation witness reading group you are in. Posters, violation scripts, and group cards are available at the entrance, the check-in tent up there. Please wave at all those amazing volunteers up there until 1:30 p.m. To 1:30 to get your script and your cards. When your reading group is called, come on down here with your poster and violation script and line up to give witness. We'll continue with that throughout the day.
I'm Kay oops, I got nothing? Got nothing?
You want to switch over?
Got nothing? There I am. I'm Kay Ferguson of Artivism, Virginia. At the top of this slope and to my right is our medical tent. Anyone needs that kind of help, please go that way. And also there are porta potties up there for your use. As you come down quietly to give witness to your MVP water violation, while folks will still be speaking or playing, please wear your mask until you get to the mic, just for all our safety. And please remember that your script, as written, is all we have time for today. In order to enjoy our music and our keynote speaker, and get out of here before dark. So after you speak your violation, please come down here and light a candle for the waterway that has been harmed. Can we get a witness to the 300 and more water violations that MVP has already committed? We can get 300 witnesses.
At this time, we would like to invite all those from Violation Witness Group number one to join together down here in front of the stage. Throw on your mask, grab your poster and violation script, and come on down, group number one.
To
begin today, we are honored to welcome from North Carolina, Jason Crazy Bear Campos Keck, whose wide connections of heritage, family, and water protection span much of this continent. With a multiracial heritage of Native American, Choctaw, Apache, French, African Creole from Louisiana, and European backgrounds, he is also a ceremonial dancer and works together with his wife Crystal as co-directors of 7 Directions of Service. We are honored to know him and proud to introduce him to you, Jason.
Chiwa Chukwa. Yakoki Isto. Chatasia. Oklasia. Anakma Abinoke. So that's just a traditional introduction in the Chata, Anumpa, Choctaw words. It just says hello. Are you good? It says a big thank you, Isto, Yakoki Isto, a big thank you for coming. And although I'm representing the Choctaw peoples, Oklasia means I'm representing all the peoples, all the living things. And lastly, Anakma Abinoki, tomorrow we will win, y'all. So I want you to listen less to the description of how I do what I've been asked to do and just listen to the 4 parts as it breaks down, because I'm going to be teaching you how to do this in your own place and space and way, in your own individual understanding. So don't pay too much attention. It's not going to be done like me, exact details of how you do it. But these are all things that we would call in the Lakota, my Lakota relative language, Wastea Wakan, a good and sacred way. So the first thing is a good and sacred way is to acknowledge the land that you're standing on. And I don't mean who holds the title now. I'm talking about the ones that have protected for thousands of generations. So we know the longest standing indigenous people on this land right here were the Paumonkey, the Chickahominy, the Mattapanai, and the Upper Mattapanai. But we also know hundreds and hundreds of years of those folk, they were a migratory people before contact. So there are unnamed, forgotten, assimilated, adopted, and surviving descendants of tribes that we don't even know. So we always add that. You can Google what you think the people that are on this land are, but there were thousands and thousands of nations that are no longer spoken. And we have to recognize in 400 or 500 years, the African, the European, the many relatives that are in the soil on that top layer, making up the minerals, the vitamins, the bones, the memories, the dreams of all of our ancestral relatives. And so when you come to a place, you got to remember not only them, but even beyond those 2-leggeds, all those 4-legged, all those trees, plants, all of those fish, all of those insects. I mean, generations of things have been working sustainably so that we can still walk upon it and walk in a good way. The next thing I've been asked to do is do a prayer. So I'm going to do a very simple and general prayer, understanding that prayer is never simple or general. It's the highest thing we do is a direct connection to our understanding of the creator of the universe, right? So why I say general and simple is I want you to do it from your own belief, your own teaching, your own family, your own culture, and from what you understand in your heart. Whether you've practiced prayer in your lifetime or not, just put your energy in there with us collectively. So I'll do it in the simplest way I'll do it, and we would say, grandfather, grandmother, great spirit creator, we thank you for this brand new day. We thank you for the sacred gift of life. We ask you for all the gratitude, not only for that last win last Friday against that air compressor station, but all the generations of wins as people have been doing these brave and courageous acts. And then we also thank you for the strength of the times where we didn't really feel blessed, right? where our bodies, hearts, minds, spirits were under oppression, attack, genocide, and all of these things. We thank you for the strength that we're still here and continue to be here. We ask that everybody that's physically come leave home equally safe as they arrived, and we ask special prayers for the health and emotional, spiritual wealth of their families. Okay. So the next part is just not something I haven't been asked to do, but something I always do, because I've been asked to do 3 things. In our tradition, we always go in 4. 4 seasons, 4 states of the human being: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. 4 elements, if you want to call them that: air, fire, earth, and water. So 4, I got to add a season, which is the teaching. So the teaching is, understand that Friday thing wouldn't have happened if they didn't use the clause of environmental racism and injustice. So your relatives that they've been bullying for generations played a key role in making that thing not pass. The reason I'm bringing it forth very recently, because it's a long teaching of segregation and division, a long strategy. And I don't even know if the strategy was originally hateful. I think it was just greedy. They looked at this as a labor colonization, not a community. They wanted to colonize the labor and colonize the resource. So everything that they've taught your families, even yourselves growing up, to divide and other each other, that was so that they could go in and poison the land without resistance. Long devised plan. Why am I saying this? If you don't know anybody else but your own gender, your own religion, your own culture, your own color, your own age, your own political affiliation, do something about it. You're going to need those relatives like they needed us last Friday. Do something about it. Don't let me be your only indigenous friend. I'm talking to my environmental homies out there. For the whole thing? Just this section? Woo! Teaching season. So the last thing I want you to do, I'll tell you, and I'm going to try to tell you in 1 minute. There's a conditioned word that you've been taught to not want to hear no matter what class or race you're in, and it's called reparation. The reason you've been taught not to want to hear that is because they already reparated the ones that they wanted to, which was the plantation owners that let slavery, that lost to slavery. So those plantation owners got their reparation day one. We didn't get our 40 acres. We didn't get our sovereign lands. Reservations, so-called sovereign, are not very sovereign if you visit one. So what I wanted to talk about that is the reason that you don't get to learn about it is because it would help you be stronger in protecting your waters, protecting your lands, protecting your people, protecting your resources. And you know what? Ever since we got lied to, we don't expect reparations in the way that they're always trying to scare you. We don't expect a check. We don't expect some kind of bonus package from the sky. It would be nice if you could just consult us and wait for our consent when you build pipelines through the backyard you left us with. If you ever talk to an indigenous or African American, they're not waiting on no magic check. They're waiting on dignity and respect. So last season is a song. And so I told you I'm going to teach you how to do this in your own spaces. Just pick a song that's relevant to the prayer you started with. So the song I'm going to sing is it's a Chumash ancient Mother Earth honoring, and it's relevant to the prayer. And just so you know, songs were a physical expression of our prayer meant to enhance the prayer tenfold. You see in our gospel spaces, that's why those songs are so powerful. They're enhancing the spoken or thought prayer. So all you got to do is have your own song relevant to the prayer you started with. Take way, take way. Take way, Hana, Hana, Hana way. Hana, Hana, Hana way. Take way, take way, take way, Hana, Hana, Hana way. Hana, Hana, Hana way. Take way. Take way, take way, Hana, Hana, Hana way, Hana, Hana, Hana way, take way, take way, Hana, Hana, Hana way, Waja, ho!
Y'all feel that? Let that sit with you through the rest of this day, and let that carry you through the rest of what's ahead of us. Thank you so much, Jason. I want to take this moment to shout out the collaborators who have been working for months to co-create this event, and they are 7 Directions of Service, Appalachian Voices, Artivism Virginia, Chesapeake Climate Action Network, Earth Folk Collective, Food and Water Watch, Friends of Buckingham County, Green New Deal Virginia, Give It Up for the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival, Protect Our Water Heritage Rights, Repairers of the Breach, Richmond Interfaith Climate Justice League, Hello Friends Save Coalition, Sierra Club Virginia Chapter, Virginia Interfaith Power and Light, Virginia Organizing, and Wild Virginia. We've had song and prayer. Y'all ready for some more music? From his groundbreaking work as a Grammy-nominated band leader.
We gotta do this first. We gotta do reading
Oh.
group number 1.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
We're on reading group number 1. Somebody forgot the hook. I got ahead of myself.
Halito. Hello. I'm Laura Little Deer Jeffries of the 7 Direction Services. My violation is number 1. This violation happened on April the 15th, 2019 at the Blackwater River. The violation was contaminated mud dumped into a river.
I'm Tammy Belinsky from the headwaters of the Roanoke River in Floyd County. Mine is the 160th water quality violation. It happened on December 29th, 2018, near the Blackwater River, when a tributary was polluted by mud dumped by the MVP in the stream.
Hello, I'm Steve. Hello. Okay, I'm Steve Padgett from Norfolk. I'm representing the People's Party. My violation is number 3. It happened on April 12th, 2019 in the Blackwater River. The river is threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Mary of the Virginia Environmental Justice Collaborative. My violation is number 216. It happened on June 16th, 2018 near Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls that MVP did not install as required.
I am Gigi of North Chesterfield. My violation is number 2. It happened on March 19th, 2019 at Blackwater River. The river was threatened because pollution controls were not installed as required.
I'm Steve Carter Lovejoy from Richmond. I'm a member of the Sierra Club. My violation is number 226. It happened on October 29th, 2019, near Rocky Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
I am Siobhan of the Sierra Club. My violation is number 77. It happened on June 26, 2018 at Flatwoods Branch. The branch was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
I'm Chris Tandy of Loudoun Climate Project. My violation is 498. It happened on July 23rd, 2018 at Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
My name is Amanda Tandy of Chesapeake Climate Action Network. My violation is number 267. It happened on March 7th, 2019 at Parrott Branch. MVP threatened the stream by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Susan Miller of Third Act and the Virginia Clinicians for Climate Action. My violation is number 41. It happened on June 3rd, 2019 at the dry run. The run was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Hello, I'm Stair of Network Nova and the Friday Power Lunch. My violation, number 204, happened on September 5th, 2018, also near Sinking Creek, which was threatened by MVP not installing the right pollution control.
Hi, I'm Antonia. I'm here with Network Nova. My violation is number 33. It happened on July 14, 2018 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by sediment dumped off-site by MVP.
I'm Chelsea of Friends of Rattlesnake Creek. My violation is number 13. It happened on April 1st, 2019 at the Jacks Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Emily of Appalachians Against Pipelines. My violation is number 102. It happened on September 5th, 2018 near Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Amy from Salem, Virginia.
I'm Jonathan from Roanoke, Virginia.
Our violation is number 153. It happened on April 16th, 2019 near Blackwater River. The river was polluted by mud dumped in a stream by MVP.
Good afternoon. My name's Dave from place of origin is Stanton, Virginia, Reclaim Augusta. My violation is number 17. It happened on March 1st, 2019 at the Pig River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Barry O'Keefe from Richmond, Virginia, and Extinction Rebellion Richmond, and this is Cyrus. And our violation is number 299. It happened on April 20th, 2020 at Sinking Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Marianne Kapp of Montgomery County, and violation 103 happened on August 27th, 2019 at Teals Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Mark, United Campus Workers. Violation 49. It happened on June 26, 2018 at a tributary of Catawba Creek. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
I'm Shannon of the Liberation Party of Virginia. My violation is number 232. It happened on September 26, 2018, near Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
I am Katie Whitehead of the Pittsylvania County NAACP. My violation is number 67. It happened on January 31st, 2019 at Turkey Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
My name is Bob, also from the Pittsylvania County NAACP. My violation is number 68. It happened in Rocky Creek when mud was dumped and contaminated a wetland.
I'm Amy from Appalachians Against Pipelines. My violation is number 149. It happened on July 2nd, 2020 near Jacks Creek. A wetland was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hello, my name is Bob Fasik. I'm from Springfield, Virginia. I'm with Network Nova, but I'm representing myself, my family, my children, and my children's children. My violation is number 32. It happened on March 19th, 2019 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Natalie, here with Tidewater DSA and the Virginia People's Party. My violation is number 44. It happened on September 5th, 2018 at Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I am Michelle Gershon of the Democratic Socialists of America of Tidewater. My violation is number 61. It happened on July 6th, 2008 at Little Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution, controls not installed as required.
I instantly lost my sign. I am Samuel Short of the Old Dominion University Young Democratic Socialists of America. My violation is violation number 62. It happened on August 28, 2019 at the Roanoke River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
Hello, my name is Amory Fisher, and I am with the Fall of the James Sierra Club. My violation is number 274. It happened on August 22nd, 2019 at Teals Creek, south of Roanoke. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls in place.
Freeman of Veterans Service Corps in Eagle Butte, South Dakota. My violation is 252. It happened on 26 June 2018 at the North Fork of the Roanoke River. MVP threatened our river by not installing pollution controls as required.
Check, check, check. Okay, thank you. I'm Nicholas from Montgomery County. My violation is number 260. Happened on June 19, 2019 at Parrot Branch. MVP threatened the stream by dumping sediment off-site.
I'm Lisa of
Charlottesville 350. My violation is 302. It happened on August 17th, 2020 at Rocky Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls in place.
My name is Mark Heinecke from Greene County Democratic Committee. My violation is number 254. It happened on November 24, 2018 at Jacks Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls.
I'm Arbor with CCAN. My violation is number 208. It happened on April 4th, 2019 at a tributary of Cherrystone Creek. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped into the stream.
My name is Tyler of the Tidewater Democratic Socialists of America. My violation is number 11. It happened on February 4th, 2019 at Cherrystone Creek. The creek was threatened because of pollution control, which was not installed as required.
My name is Diana in Shenandoah County, Virginia. My violation is number 59. It happened December 15, 2018 at Harpin Creek. Creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hello, my name is Andrea. I'm from Northern Virginia, and I'm here with the Chesapeake Climate Action Network. My violation is number 205. It happened on October 30th, 2019 near Owens Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I am Blazin Buckshot Bloom of the Green Party of Virginia and the Hampton Roads Green Party. My violation is number 78. It happened on August 1st, 2018 at Flatwoods Branch. The branch was polluted by mud dumped into the stream.
My name is Allison of the Tidewater Democratic Socialists of America. My violation is number 79. It happened on March 19th, 2019 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
There it is. Hello, my name is Harrison of the Tidewater DSA. My violation is number 18. It happened on June 3rd, 2019 at Dry Run. The run was threatened by sediment dumped by the MVP.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth of Preserve Bent Mountain in Bent Mountain, Virginia. My violation is number 157. It happened on June 28th, 2019 at Harpin Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site by the most vile polluters.
Hello everybody, I'm James Washington. My violation is number 46. It happened on September 5th, 2018 at tributary to Seeking Creek. The tributary was polluted by mud dumping in the stream.
I am Jeff from the People's Party of Virginia and Tidewater DSA. My violation is number 200. It happened on July 9th, 2019 at Little Creek. The creek was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hello, my name is Lori Miller. I'm here with Appalachian Voices from Charlottesville. My violation is number 50. It happened on August 9th, 2018 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
My name is Bridget Kelly. I'm here with Preserve Rockbridge, Rockbridge County, Virginia. My violation is number 159. It happened on December 6, 2019 at Doe Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
Hi, I'm Red Terry from Preserve Bent Mountain. Hold on. My violation is 158. It happened on July 11th, 2019, at Magadee Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I am Brett, earthlingabcs.net. My violation is number 74. It happened on November 19th, 2018 at Turkey Creek. The creek was polluted by mud dumped in the stream.
I'm Anna from Henrico County. My violation is number 73. It happened on August 19th, 2019 at Blackwater River. The river was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Julia from Henrico. My violation is number 72. It happened on June 30th, 2021 at Flatwoods Branch. The branch was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hello, Patricia, representing Artivism Virginia and Friends of Nelson. Violation number 19 occurred on October 24th, 2018. The Green Creek in Southside was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I am Peggy of Midlothian. My violation is number 35. It happened on June 26, 2018 at the North Fork Roanoke River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hi, I'm Mike of the James River Watershed. My violation is number 36. On August 1st, 2019 at a tributary of the Indian River, the tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hi, I'm Dan with C5 in Charles City County, Virginia. My violation is number 47. It happened on May 1, 2019 at Patriot Branch. The branch was threatened by insufficient pollution control.
My name is Wanda with C5 in Charles City County, Virginia. My violation is number 48. It happened on January the 22nd, 2019 in Franklin County. The deadline for eliminating water quality threats was violated 38 times.
Hi, I am Alexander Zerker of Nelson County and Shannon Farm Intentional Community. My violation is number 256. It happened on April 27th of 2019 at Harpin Creek. MVP polluted the creek by dumping mud directly into it.
My name is Barb with the C5 Save Coalition and RVA Interfaith Climate Justice. My violation is number 273. It happened on January 11th, 2019 at Little Cherrystone Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
I am Christiana of Richmond. My violation is number 272. It happened on October 29th, 2019 at Rocky Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
I'm Dana of Charles City, Virginia, and C5. My violation is number 58. It happened on June 13th, 2018 at the Flatwoods Branch. The branch was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I am Margaret of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 26. It happened on July 10th, 2019 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Patricia. I'm with WRIR Richmond Independent Radio. My violation is number 227. It happened on August 20th, 2019 near the Roanoke River. MVP threatened the river by not installing pollution controls as required.
I am Suzanne of Richmond, Virginia, and Friends of Buckingham and Virginia Clinicians for Climate Action. My violation is 201. It happened on April 24th, 2019 at polluted Mill Creek. The creek was polluted by mud dumped into the stream.
I'm Gwyneth Homer of Montgomery County. My violation is number 110. It happened on August 20th, 2018 at Mill Creek. Pollution controls were not installed as required.
I'm Kimberly of Montgomery County. My violation is number 111. It happened on July 30th, 2019 at Dry Run. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Connie Wright Zink. I'm with the Waynesboro chapter of Virginia Organizing. My violation is number 22. It happened on August 16th, 2019 in Franklin County. The deadlines for eliminating water quality threats were violated 14 times.
My name is Tyler Poe. I am from Virginia's People's Party. My violation is number 25. It happened on June 19th, 2018 at Green Creek. The creek was threatened. Pollution controls were not installed as required.
My name is Mary from Washington, D.C. My violation is number 75. It happened on August 22nd, 2019 at Teals Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm William from Montgomery County, Virginia. My violation is 109. It happened on August 14th, 2018 at the Blackwater River in Franklin County, Virginia. The river and all its dependent plant and animal life was threatened because pollution controls were not installed as required.
My name is Pam. I'm here with Chesapeake Climate Action Network and Liberal Women of Chesterfield County. My violation is number 220. It happened on July 24th, 2019 at a tributary to the Roanoke River. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped into the stream.
My name is Mustafa. I'm with the Chesapeake Climate Action Network. My violation is number 71. It happened on February 4th, 2019 at Cherrystone Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Xander from Harrisonburg, Virginia, also with Chesapeake Climate Action Network. My violation is number 99. It happened on March 11th, 2019, also at Cherrystone Creek. The creek was again threatened by pollution controls not installed as required, just 1 month later.
Is it on? Oh, I'm Pam Tinker from Fairfax County. I'm with Virginia Clinicians for Climate Action, CCAN, and Mother Nurture Company. My violation is number 206. It happened on September 26, 2018, near Teals Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Erica, and this is Eleanor of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 80. It happened on August 21st, 2019 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
My name is Mike Hill, representing Sierra Club in Chesterfield County. My violation is 219. It happened on June 27th, 2018, nearing Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls that were not installed as required.
Hi, I'm Audrey Clement. On behalf of CCAN, I'm from Arlington County. My violation is number 255. It happened on April 17th, 2019 at the Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river by not having sufficient pollution controls in place. Thank you.
My name is Bruce, Mount Vernon, Virginia, Faith Alliance for Climate Solutions and CCAN. My violation is number 207. It happened on July 27th, 2018 near Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by MVP by pollution controls that were not installed as required.
My name is Nathaniel of Virginia League of Conservation Voters. My violation is number 284. It happened on June 19th, 2018 at Sinking Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
Thank you, witnesses, water protectors. I don't think I was fully prepared for what that was going to sound like. Really means a lot to me. I live on Sinking Creek, and just to hear where everybody traveled from today, to read those moments into the record. So thank you very much for that. Actually, just start down here, because I did that. Okay. I feel like we can use some music now to lift us back up. From his groundbreaking work as a Grammy-nominated band leader for Che Apalache, Latin-infused bluegrass, to his newly released album, Borrowed Time, Joe Troop insists that music with a good cause is way more fun. Please welcome the globe-trotting social justice songster and true activist, Mr. Joe Troop.
Thanks.
Sit and blame each other, wasting precious time. Day by day, a more divided nation. Some folks spread confusion, others tend to fires, boldly voicing righteous proclamations. Love and rage make progress when they are combined, waking stubborn minds with revelations. Call your friends and neighbors, what is right, let us not give in to Earth's damnation. Valiente juventud nos llaman a la lucha, entre amor y rabia nos apelan. Generación de fuerza, manteniendo abiertas las puertas de la extinción rebelión. Thank you. Could you turn this down a little bit, please? Turn this down? Just a little bit. How you guys doing? Well, that was a little song that I wrote called Horizon. Man, it's an honor to be here. Thank you, Artivism Virginia, for having me. I never thought I'd be sharing the stage with Yara Allen and Reverend Barber. This is a true blue honor. I'm going to do one now that I got commissioned to write last year in April of 2020, right as the pandemic was raging through and putting all us musicians out of work. luckily I got commissioned to write this song in defense of the U.S. Postal Service, because at the time, you may recall, this jerk business tycoon from Queens was trying to dismantle it. And when I wrote this song and we recorded it, and then it went banjo viral, it got written up in The Nation, and I got asked to play it like, you know, at least 5 times, which was unprecedented for a banjo player. And in one of those times, it was actually in front of Postmaster DeJoy's McMansion in Greensboro, and then some politician filmed it and put it on Twitter, and it went Twitter viral, so I got a Twitter account up and going. Anyway, this song was attached to a petition that got 400,000 signatures in defense of the Postal Service, and at the time it was part of, you know, like 3 or 4 initiatives that helped to bail it out, so people got to vote by mail. So I feel like music can sometimes do stuff. Sexiest song title ever. This is called A Plea to the U.S. Government to Fully Fund the Postal Service. I'm waiting by the mailbox. They say a check is coming soon. $1,200 to ease the pain and pay a bill or 2. But no more aid will come my way unless I take a stand. Lord, the U.S. Postal Service direly needs a helping hand. Oh, won't you heed my message? Won't you hear its mournful cry? It's hard to keep your wits about with all this death and dying, but harder times will come our way, on this you can rely. Unless we learn to not be fooled by awful, dreadful lies, our government is doing a disservice to us all. To not deliver us the mail should be against the law. So many men and women out risking their poor lives, delivering goods to our front doors despite these troubled times. They make the rounds to bring us mail, they work come rain or shine, and now it seems that government is leaving them behind. I too have lost my livelihood, I'm struggling day by day. Oh, Uncle Sam won't bail me out while corporate crooks are saved. In times like these, it's fair to say we'll need new ways to vote. But if the Postal Service dies, my friends, that's all she wrote. They're well aware of what's to come, but choose to do us wrong. If the U.S. Postal Service dies, our right to vote is gone. It's time for us to make demands before it is too late. So fully fund the U.S. Postal Service for God's sake. Thank you so much. Well, that song landed me a job, thankfully, in the pandemic, curating a web series, a mini doc, every week for 15 weeks as a Get Out the Vote initiative in my home state of North Carolina. Yep. So that was a lot of fun. And I kind of got to interview progressives from across the state and then meld music to fit each episode. I inadvertently became the Anthony Bourdain of social justice music. But anyway, one of the most inspiring people that I got to meet in that web series was a woman named Dreama Caldwell, my now friend. Dreama is an African-American woman from Alamance County who ran for county commissioner on a platform of ending cash bail after the cash bail system ruined her life. And Dreama did not win that race, but she did make history, and she's now the executive co-director of Down Home, North Carolina, and is sticking it to the systems of inequity in all over the state. This is a song that I was so inspired by her story, I wrote this song about her with her help, and it's been made into a music video I hope you'll check out with a bunch of creatives from Alamance County as director, screenwrites. Very cool. This is called The Rise of Dreama Caldwell. And if you're so inspired, you might sing the last two choruses. They say, "Fight on, Dreama, through the years, sent to lead and help us heal." Here's The Rise of Dreama Caldwell. Alamance County Jailhouse back in 2015, in a place where the biggest crooks get off scot-free. A hard-working mama went weak in the knees, 40,000 cash bill, an outlandish decree. The escorting officer startled his will. He said, "Your magistrate, pardon, but that's an awfully high bill." He said, "I meant what I said. She pays up or gets jailed." And such was the harsh fate of Dreama Caldwell. Dreama managed to daycare till one summer's day, when another employee made a tragic mistake. A child was left on the school bus, a close call but still grave. Though Dreama wasn't at fault, she was destined to pay. When they issued a warrant, she went and turned herself in, and fell prey to a venomous magistrate's whim. Her kinfolk knew of a bondsman, they found a way to post bail. She went home in exchange for a mountain of debt. But that's how Dreama wound up here. Fearless leaders persevere. Sheriff Johnson wants Mayberry, thinks Andy Griffith is real. Another twisted old man with cold-hearted ideals. His prison's raking in millions, stealing bonds from the poor. He takes great pleasure exacting what they cannot afford. Dreama was counseled to take a plea deal, which meant 3 woeful nights locked in concrete and steel, where she stared a sick system point blank in the eye, and vowed from hell or high water, one day she'd watch it die. And that's how Dreama wound up here. Fearless leaders persevere. Fight on, Dreama, through the years. Sent to lead and help us heal. After serving her sentence, life was never the same. With a criminal record tethered tight to her name, or the death growl of Dixie amidst a brutal firestorm, Dreama Caldwell has risen, and she's demanding reform. Y'all sing with me if you can. Fight on, Dreama, through the years, sent to lead and help us heal. Well, fight on, Dreama, through the years, sent to lead and help us heal. Thank you so much. Thank you to all you wonderful people sticking it out for what's right. There's a right side of history and a wrong side of history, and a lot of y'all are on the right side of history. So thank you, thank you. Protect those waters. we're in it too in the struggle in North Carolina. And I'd like to close with sort of an optimistic song about hopefully Reverend Barber. Yeah. Is that it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, without further ado, Mr. Reverend Barber.
Good to be here with you today. I want us to take a moment of silence for all of our brothers and sisters that are suffering this morning because of the tornadoes. And I want us to be mindful because the line of storms is coming this way. And we're watching the top of the trees and the wind. But if we could take a moment of silence. You know, I'm not feeling that well myself today. I've been through some serious bereavements in the last, but I can't even imagine how the people feel this morning. To lose 100 people in one gust of wind, or 20 people in one gust of wind. So let us remember them. I was humbled to get the invitation to come and to share with you in this fight that is all of our fights. We had to fight against one pipeline. They should have learned by now Virginians aren't having this stuff. West Virginians aren't having it. North Carolinians aren't having it. They must not know who we are, but they'll learn. I was thinking this morning, and Yara Allen is here, and I want to ask her to come. She's going to come in just a moment. I want to bring you greetings on behalf of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. We're mobilizing Monday in Washington, D.C. for a mass Moral Monday. Get it done in 21. But we're also letting them know that if they don't get it 20 and 21, they don't seem to understand that our fights don't follow the calendar. That just because they don't do right in December doesn't mean we're going to quit in December. And so already we are now mobilizing for June 18, 2022, and I hope every one of you and thousands more will join us for the mass Poor People's Low-Wage Workers Assembly and Moral March on Washington. Because it's time for a national reset on morality in this nation. And it's not going to be a day, it's not on an anniversary, it's a declaration that somebody's been hurting our brothers and sisters and it's gone on far too long, and we won't be silent anymore. You know, these extremists that call themselves conservatives often love to read our so-called founding documents. So I thought I'd take one back this morning, because they always hijacking it. And they like to hijack the flag and hijack the Constitution and hijack other founding documents and then use it in the service of injustice. But there's one, the Declaration of Independence, that says, all experience hath shown that mankind, now that's not my language, I would have said humankind, that mankind are disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object inventions are designed to reduce them under absolute despotism. It is the right of the people. In fact, it is the duty of the people to throw off such abuses, to throw off such government, and provide new guards for their future security. It is the duty of the people. When we have faced a long train of abuses, continuing abuses that undermine our security and our health, it is the duty to throw it off and alter the direction of history and the direction of public policy. It's our duty. Don't take your mask off, but COVID safe, look at somebody and say, it's our duty to throw it off when people keep abusing us. And I've been thinking about that a lot these days. Some of this stuff that's happening is not left, it's not right, it's not conservative, it's not liberal, it's damn abusive. It's just straight up abuse to poor communities and low wealth communities and people that they think are not going to fight back. And so this pipeline issue, this new one, is another form of governmental and corporate abuse. It's been in the makings a long time. Whatever they do, they've been planning it for years. It represents them here that came a strong train of abuses. And it is your right, it is your duty to throw it off and alter the course of history and the continuation of this kind of bad public policy. Now, to throw it off, we first have to understand this is must be a simultaneous fight, and it must be a diverse fight. I want you to look around and ask the question, who's not here? Can I be really real? See, if white folks are the only one here, we ain't ready to fight yet. If black folk are the only ones here, we're not ready to fight yet. If Latino folk are the only ones here, we're not ready to fight yet. The document actually says the people have a right and a duty to throw off abuse. But in order to throw off abuse, we have to understand that abusers are connected. You see, some people say, I'm going to fight in an environmental fight. My first question to them is, well, are you in the voter suppression fight? And they'll say, no, that's a black issue. I said, the hell if it is. If you think voter suppression is just a black issue, you are badly mistaken. The voter suppression they're putting down now is going to impact 56 million Americans who last time used the processes to vote in 2020 that they're trying to undo. You think that's just black folk? It ain't even that many black folk in America. You cannot be concerned about environmental justice and not be in the fight for against voter suppression. And you can't be in the fight for voter suppression without being in the fight against environmental justice. So look around in this coalition today and see who's not here. And I mean who's not really here. Because that's our first work. We must gather all the people. And we must understand that when we fight this fight against the pipelines or environmental injustice, we're fighting against lives being destroyed. We're fighting against communities being disrupted. We're fighting against monies being diverted to fossil fuel companies that ought to be put in health care and put in the creation of green jobs. That's what we're fighting. When we fight against this pipeline and environmental injustice, we are fighting against the disablement of our economic possibilities. And we must do it together. They bet on us being separated. That's part of the problem right now in Washington, D.C. That's why we haven't seen movement on we separated it. And we try to tell them, don't you let them make you have an infrastructure fight and then a Build Back Better fight and then a voter suppression fight and separate all of that stuff and a fight for 15 fight. No, it needs to be one fight and one people who've decided that there's been enough abuse and it's time to throw it off. I had somebody tell me one day, and I'm almost through. They said, Rambo, we don't understand you. You go in the hills of Tennessee just like you go in the hood of Charlotte or Durham. And aren't you black? I said, nope. They said, well, you look black. I said, you asked me, am I black? I'm not just black. I'm black. Part of my family comes from black mulattoes and free slaves. I'm Tuscarora Indian. I got cousins that are as white and as blue-eyed and green-eyed as any Caucasian. Part of my light skin comes from free blacks marrying white people. The other part comes from white slave masters raping my great-great-grandmamas on my granddaddy's side who was from West Virginia. And I will not let anybody make me deny any part of my humanity. And we have to be the same way in public policy. One for all. And all for one. If we're serious about throwing it off. The people have a right, when there's been a long train of abuses, to throw off such government and alter the course of history for your future security. Now, I'm a preacher, and you must understand, I need to say this, all this environmental injustice is sin. That's a good word. And don't y'all be so angry at Pat Robertson, y'all don't let some preachers in here that know Jesus for real, and understand that Christmas and Bethlehem really represents a battle. You know the Christmas season is not just about cute light, it's about the decision of the divine to do battle with injustice and Caesar. We are supposed as moral agents to have dominion over the earth, but that doesn't mean destroy it. The Hebrew word for dominion means love, care for, respect, save, make better. It never meant destruction. It never meant destruction. And so this is sin. And we've got to call out sin. The sin that in Virginia, an unnecessary sin, abusive sin. In Virginia, before you even deal with the pipeline, you got 43% of Virginians are poor and low wealth. That's unnecessary sin in the wealthiest nation in the world ever in history. 3.5 million people. In Virginia, even before you get to the pipeline, you got 800,000 plus people without insurance. That's sin, unnecessary sin. That's abusive. You got 20% of the census tracts in Virginia, even before the pipeline, that are unable to afford water. That's unnecessary abuse and violence and sin. In Virginia, even before this, we produced 25 tons of nitrooxide. 25 tons of that stuff. Even before a discussion about a pipeline. It is unnecessary and abusive sin, and I love that, policy violence. But then there's something else, and I hurt too much now, and I'm too old to play. If you're going to be in this fight, you can move this chair. If you're going to be in this fight, you might have to call out some organizations that you think are with you, but they're taking money on the backside. There might be some organizations in the white community that claim they're taking care of poor whites and care about, but you better check the bottom line. When we were in Memphis, they were trying to run a pipeline through a black community, and we found out that the NAACP in Memphis was taking money from the corporation. And other organizations had taken money. And then when we called it out, because see, the people have a right to alter. See, it's not just the government and the politicians. Somebody benefits from the pipeline. Somebody making money somewhere. And you have to understand that not only must you look outside, you better look at the Judases inside as well. Because 30 pieces of silver will make some people sell out their mama. But the people have a right to throw off. And so finally, as we come to this day, this pipeline, they're trying to run it. And I've done this research. Thank you for what you sent. The poor and low-wealth communities, white communities. And then they want to put that compressor right through a black community. Do I have my facts right? And they want to run it West Virginia, North Carolina. That's right, not here. Now, how do you throw off the abuse? Well, as I close, in order to throw off abuse, you got to understand there are things that have been done in the past that have to be done in the present and anymore. If you're going to throw off the abuse, if you're going to throw off such government, if you're going to create future security, there must be agitation. There must be mobilization. There must be litigation. There must be legislation. There must be moral articulation. There must be love in action. Why are we doing this? Because we love people. We love this earth. We love God. We love one another. We are not the haters. We are the love. But justice is what love looks like in public. And you must have a fusion coalition. All of us coming together. And you challenge the corporate corruption and the government corruption. And you have to have a commitment to longevity. These folk don't give up easy. You know how much these companies, these fossil fuel companies and others that want to take this government and want to abuse people put in the last election? $14 billion. You got to have more tenacity than they have money. You got to have more commitment than they have money. So as you all continue today, and Yara, you can come up and just, oh, it's a little spider here. How you doing, buddy? There you go. I ain't gonna kill him. He's just trying to be somebody. Amen. I want you to understand that today, if I'm not mistaken, is December the 11th. Is that right? But what you may not know as you sit out here is this is the anniversary, the 66th anniversary of the 6th day of the Montgomery bus boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott started on December 5th, 1955, last Sunday, 66 years ago. This Sunday the 12th is 6 days old, 66 years ago. 6 days old, and they didn't know 66 years ago and 6 days old that they had 375 more days to fight. But what they did know is that we didn't start this boycott to lose. We started it to throw off this abuse. We started it to throw off and to alter the government despotism that is hurting our people. And I want to know as I go to my seat, are you all committed to the long haul? Because I can't tell you how long they're going to fight against you. I can't tell you how much money they're going to spend against you. But I can tell you from history, if you hang in there, justice gets beat up, but justice always rises from the bottom. Is there anybody out there that's determined to stay as long as it takes to alter the direction of this pipeline? Is there anybody out there that says if we got to start this Christmas and still be fighting next Christmas, we're going to stay until a change comes? They fought for 381 days, and they didn't have Twitter. They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have TikTok. They didn't have Facebook. They didn't have Twitter talk. They didn't have any of those things. They didn't have that. What they had was a made-up mind. And somebody in this audience ought to say, there's no way folk 66 years ago that had less than we have are going to fight harder than we fight when we have more than they ever had. Fight until you throw off this abuse. Fight until you stop this pipeline. Fight until you change the direction of this nation. Fight every day you can. And if you fight long enough, God will come beside you. Y'all don't understand. I wasn't going to say it like this, y'all, but I done messed around and felt the Holy Ghost. You see, what they don't tell us is that Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King didn't win. They fought for 381 days. They did not win. In fact, they were about to be arrested and put in jail. They protested and stayed off the bus 381 days, but they didn't win. But they stayed long enough for a case to work itself through the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court ruled that segregation on public accommodation was unconstitutional. They stayed there until something happened. And when the court case came down, they were sitting in court about to be found guilty by a Southern judge. And an old deacon that couldn't hardly talk, he wasn't that illiterate, but he knew right from wrong. He stood up in the courtroom and said, "Good God from Zion, the Lord has done spoke from the Supreme Court." Well, I ain't counting on this Supreme Court, but I know the God I serve got a way. And if you hang in there long enough, victory will come when you work for justice and you work for right. Is there anybody out there that will shout to the top of your lungs, somebody's been hurting and abusing our people far too long, and we won't be silent anymore, and together, as long as it takes, we're gonna throw off this abuse and build a new world and a new future for ourselves and our children. Are you with me?
Please offer a warm Virginia welcome to Director of Theomusicology and Cultural Arts for Repairers of the Breach,
and co-director of Theomusicology and Movement Arts for the Poor People's Campaign, A National Call for Moral Revival, Yara Allen, a woman whose heart is as big and beautiful as her voice. Give it up for Yara Allen.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. So you just had choir rehearsal, right? That's what that was. And my job is not to come here and sing to you. I'm not a performer, but I love directing a choir. And Reverend Barbara just warmed you up. And those are the words of the song that we're about to sing. But here's what I'm going to ask you to do, because there's something about that energy. You know how you felt when you just stood up? There's something about that energy that comes from the bottom and it goes up and out, and we're going to let the wind, the atmosphere take it wherever it's supposed to go. So if you would and if you can, please stand with me. All right? And so I'm going to sing. This is call and response. I'm going to say, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on far too long. Yes, it's gone on. It's gone on. Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on. And all together, and we won't be silent anymore. Let me hear that part. All right. I'm not even going to ask alto, soprano, tenor, bass, baritone, shower singers. It doesn't even matter right now. All we know is that we have the Spirit, and we're going to let it up and out, okay? Come on. I see a drum up here, and it's okay. Here we go. Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on far too long. Yes, it's gone on far too long. I tell you, it's gone on far too long. Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on all together. And we won't be silent anymore. You got that? Did you hear? Somebody's hurting my sister, and it's gone on. Yes, it's gone on. I tell you, it's gone on. Yes, somebody's hurting my sister, and it's gone on. And we won't be silent anymore. Have you heard? Somebody's hurting the children, and it's gone on. Far too long. Yes, it's gone on. Far too long. I tell you, it's gone on. Far too long. Yes, somebody's hurting the children, and it's gone on. Far too long. And we be silent anymore. I know you know this. Yes, somebody's poisoning the water, and it's gone on. Far too long. Yes, it's gone on. Far too long. I tell you, it's gone on. Oh, somebody's poisoning the water, and it's gone on. And we won't be silent anymore. Yeah, if you've been just a little too quiet, you know it's gone on. Far too long. Yes, it's gone on. I tell you, it's gone on. Yeah, if you've been just a little too quiet, you know it's gone on. And we... Let's say that part again, and we won't be silent. Won't be silent anymore. Keep it going. And we won't be silent anymore. Come on and keep it going. And we won't be silent anymore. Do you really mean that? Do you really mean it? And we won't be silent anymore. Now on this part, I just want you to raise a fist in the air. And we won't be silent anymore. Last time, let's let it ring out. And we won't be silent anymore. Best choir ever. There you go.
Okay, so one thing we've learned in this fight over the years is to be flexible. We were gonna take you out at the end of the day with that amazing duo of Reverend Barber and Yara Allen, but they have had a tragedy in their family and they had to go home. So we switched everything around. We're gonna scramble a little bit now to get everything in order, but be sure that we still have many more wonderful speakers for you and wonderful musicians, and so I hope you'll stay with us and the skies will stay clear. At this point, I'd like to call up Violation Witness Reading Group number 2, and also introduce to you, let's see, where are we? David Sly. David Sly. Talk about a secret weapon. So David has fought for environmental protection and honest government for more than 40 years as a state regulator and as an advocate working for local, state, and national organizations. Please welcome Wild Virginia's Conservation Director, Mr. David Sly.
Thank you, thank you. Boy, I didn't know I was going to get to follow that act, but I'll do my best for you. Can I raise it a little bit? Get a bed back doing that. There you go. All right, 49 years ago, even before I started in this fight, 1972, the Clean Water Act was born. And that act set a pretty high bar. It said we're going to protect and restore all of our waters, the streams and the lakes and the bays and everything else, to make them safe and sound and usable. I've always thought that that is a promise that we've made to each other, and I take that promise very seriously. I know you do too. Nothing can be a starker example of the way that promise has been broken than what you see, what you're part of here today. But we won't accept that. We're still going to insist that that promise be kept. And then 4 years ago, many of us showed up right here almost to the day, and we told the State Water Control Board, live up to that promise. That's what we expect, that's what we demand. And we gave them facts and figures and testimony. We told them about the places that you love, the places that matter to you. And instead of meeting that promise, what they gave us was, see this sign, reasonable assurance, they called it. They said, we're going to assure you that everything's fine. MVP can go out there and wreak their damage, their violence on the land and on your waters, and everything's going to be fine. And we said, no, it will not. And so what happened? Not 300 violations, probably 3 times that many. And so we knew what was going to happen, and we know what has happened. We're going to keep testifying to that, and we're going to keep saying, that's not good enough. The promise is a promise. Now, the beautiful part of this fight has been being with all of you. Reverend Barber said something about perseverance and commitment and tenacity. And I don't know of any group, any collection of people that has ever had that to this extent, especially fighting for this kind of thing in Virginia. So it's been not only it's been painful, but it's also been a pleasure being beside you and with you. Now, the company thought that they'd have gas flowing by now, 2 years ago. They thought we'd have gone home and shut up by now, but we haven't, and we're not going to. We're not going to this week. We're not going to next Tuesday when the Water Control Board meets. We're not going to stop next year or the year after that. We're going to be here as long as it takes. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lakshmi Fjord of Buckingham County and Charlottesville. And Mother Earth, my violation is number 291, and also it appears 300. And it happened on June 16th, 2018 at Sinking Creek, Russell. MVP threatened the creek once more by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Deborah Kushner of Nelson County and Third Act. My violation is number 237. It happened on June 12, 2019 at Blackwater River. MVP polluted the river by dumping mud directly into it.
I'm Eleanor from Nelson County. My violation is number 21. It happened on August 28, 2019 at the Roanoke River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Carol from Washington, D.C. with Extinction Rebellion, D.C. My violation is 294. It happened on August 27th, 2018 at Craig Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Mike from Nelson County. My violation is number 27. It happened on April 9th, 2019 at the Foul Ground Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
Club Falls of the James Group. My violation is number 81. It happened on November 9, 2018 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hello, we are the Little Barzins. This is Maria Barzin, Sarita Barzin, James Barzin, and Mitty the Frog, Jacquees the Wolf, and Cubbins the Bear. We are violation number 275. It happened on November 22nd, 2019 at Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls in place. We are violation 276. It happened on January 30th, 2020 at Little Cherrystone Creek. MVP threatened the stream by not installing pollution controls as required. And we are violation 277. It happened on March 14th, 2019 at Turkey Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
My name's Tarana from Richmond, Virginia. Violation number 14 happened on July 12, 2018 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Leanne Luskin. This is Simon Luskin with the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Richmond. Our violation is number 86. It happened on February 25th, 2019 at Jonakin Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Bill Muth, Friends of Rattlesnake Creek and Third Act, Virginia. My violation is number 42. It happened on February 27th, 2019 at Magody Creek. The creek was threatened when the MVP dumped sediment off-site.
From Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 233. It happened on March the 20th, 2019 near Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
I'm Kaylin of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 40. It happened on July 5th, 2018 at Little Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hi, I'm Amy Schertz of Sunrise Williamsburg. My violation is number 168. It happened on August 13th, 2019 at Bottom Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
My name is Hannah, and I live in Charlottesville, and I'm a part of the Virginia Scientist Community Interface. My violation is number 225. It happened on August 1st, 2018, near the North Fork of Blackwater River. The river was threatened by MVP who dumped sediment off-site.
Of Virginia Beach, Virginia. My violation is number 5. It happened on May 4th, 2020 at Foul Ground Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Hi, my name is Ray. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. My violation is number 4. It happened on December 1st, 2018 at Dry Run. The run was threatened because MVP's pollution controls were not installed as required.
Hello, my name is John Wagner, and I'm from Chatham County, North Carolina, and I'm with the Haw River Assembly and the Poor People's Campaign. My violation is number 281. It happened on July 13th, 2018, at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The MVP threatened the river again by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Meredith with Appalachian Women of Action. My violation is 108. It happened on December 18th, 2018 at the Pole Bridge Branch. The stream was polluted by dumped mud.
I'm Jay Tubb from here in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm with No Pipeline Virginia and Extinction Rebellion Virginia and also XR Richmond. And my violation is number 266. It happened on June 23rd, 2018 at the North Fork of the Roanoke River. MVP threatened the river by not installing pollution controls as required. Wenga.
Hello, I'm Pat Isaacs, and I'm speaking for May, age 10, from Henrico, Virginia. My violation is number 37. It happened March 5th, 2019 in a tributary of Jonakin Creek. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped into a stream.
Hi, I'm Beth Cradatis with C5 and Mothers Out Front. My violation is number 38. It happened on August 21st, 2019 at the North Fork Roanoke River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Owen from Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 214. It happened on July 19th, 2018, near the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls MVP did not install as required.
I'm Raywin of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 209. It happened on June 23rd, 2018, near the North Fork of the Roanoke River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
Hi, I'm Katie Logan of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 156. It happened on June 27th, 2018 at Flatwoods Branch. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I am Meredith of Vienna. My violation is number 213. It happened on March 13, 2019 near Little Creek. The creek was threatened again by pollution controls MVP did not install as required.
I am Madigan of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 195. It happened on July 13th, 2018 at Green Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Serena of the Richmond chapter of Southerners on New Ground. My violation is number 87. It happened on November 27th, 2018 at Mill Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
My name is McKenna from Concerned Citizens of Charles City County, Sierra Club Virginia Chapter and Ecological Justice Initiative. My violation number is 45, and it occurred on February 6, 2019 at Harpin Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not being installed by the polluters.
I'm LJ, a Richmond Public Schools teacher. My violation is number 88. It happened on September 12, 2018 at the North Fork Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hi, I'm Kat, and I'm with all y'all, every one of you. We're all together. The violation number that MVP committed that I'm representing today, it was not my violation, is number 288. It happened on November 7, 2019 at Jonakin Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls in place as required.
Hi, I'm Daphne Charette from Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 12. On October 16th, 2018, sediment was dumped off-site into Little Creek, which helps provide drinking water for Rocky Mount.
I'm Hannah. My violation is 98. It happened on September 20th, 2018 at a wetland near Cherrystone Creek. The wetland was polluted by dumped mud.
Hello, my name is John Socolow. I'm from Fairfax County in Green New Deal, Virginia. My violation is number 203. It happened on June 26, 2018, near the North Fork of the Roanoke River. The river was threatened by pollution controls that the soon-to-be-canceled Mountain Valley Pipeline did not install as required.
My name is Richard. I am from Richmond and from Union Hill. My violation is number 228. It happened on June the 11th, 2019 at a wetland near Jacks Creek. MVP polluted the wetland by dumping mud directly into it. We will defeat the MVP.
There we go. My name is Trey. I'm a member of the Richmond Democratic Socialists of America. My violation is number 144. It happened on March 27th, 2019 at Cherrystone Creek. The creek was threatened by the pollution controls not installed as required by law.
Thank you, witnesses, once again. Let's give some love for all these witnesses coming up here. There's a lot of pipeline fighters and water protectors in these groups, not just here to bear witness and give testimony, but many people who have been fighting every step of the way with us. I want to give a shout out now to our technical director, Sunbus creator, and Sun Sing collective musician, Graham Smith-White, and to his assistant TD, Gerald Bradley, and a big shout out to our stage manager, Zap McConnell. Our next musicians are members of the Sun Sing Collective and of Afterjack, and all of them kept our hope alive with their work on the Sun Sing in Place concert series in 2020 and 2021 when we were all secluded. Please welcome Rachel and Emily Blankenship Tucker, Joshua Vanna, Gabe Gavin, and the extraordinary singer-songwriter Bernadette B.J. Lark.
Every time I feel this way, this old familiar sinking, I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself feel it. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself feel it. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself feel it. By and by, I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. It's been said, and I do believe, as you ask, so shall you receive. So take from me these troubles, bring me sweet release, where the river will never run dry. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself feel it. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself feel it. Hallelujah. I'm gonna let myself feel it. By and by, I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. There is a river in this heart of hearts, with a knowingness of my highest good. I am willing, I will do my part, where the river will never run dry. Hallelujah. 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 By and by, I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. Where the river will never run dry. This river will never run
Let the spirit of the weaving waters into your heart. Life-giving power of water into your heart. Ooh, let it be. Feel the weaving waters, see the weaving waters, hear the weaving waters, see the weaving waters flow. Let it teach us to flow. Let it teach us to flow. Water is the first mirror. Honor the indigenous way. What reflections do we see in our polluted waters today? We won't let it be. We won't let it be. Feel the weaving waters flow, the weaving waters, see the weaving waters flow, the weaving waters, hear the weaving waters flow. Let it teach us to flow. Teach us to flow. Let it teach us to flow. Water is the first mirror. Honor the indigenous way. What reflections do we see in our polluted waters today? Ooh, no, we won't let it be. We won't let it be. Feel the weaving waters flow, the weaving waters, see the weaving waters flow, the weaving waters, hear the weaving waters flow. Let it teach us to flow. Let it teach us to flow. Let it teach us to flow.
Okay, before I introduce our next speaker, I just want to give a shout out to the over 30 volunteers that are here working today to make this all happen. Wherever you are, give us a wave. I made them go to production meetings for weeks. They're wonderful. So now we're going to hear from an extraordinary and fierce pipeline fighter, Emily Satterwhite of Appalachians Against Pipelines. Emily is a climate disobedience advocate and an Appalachian Studies professor whose research centers on social and environmental justice. And following Emily, we're going to hear from Sonia Taylor, the hub coordinator of Sunrise Roanoke and a member of the Sunrise Virginia Coalition, a branch of the youth-led Sunrise movement dedicated to bringing climate justice to Virginia. Thank you.
Got a question for you. Who here believes that we will win?
Yeah!
Louder! Who here believes that we will win? I believe that we will win. If we continue to show up and act up. We got the showing up for each other part down. We showed up against Atlantic Coast Pipeline and we won.
That's right.
We showed up for Pennsylvania County and we won.
That's right.
They wanted you to ignore Appalachia, but you refused. They wanted you to ignore Southside because there's nothing there. That's what DEQ staff told the Air Board. But you said, I see my rural and Black and Indigenous neighbors, and they matter. Today, you showed up from near and far to say you're not giving up on Southwest Virginia and you're not giving up on the planet. Now we gotta act up. I'm talking about peaceful, mass, non-cooperation and intervention.
That's right.
That's why I come to you today wearing my Appalachians Against Pipelines hat. Not my professor hat, not my nonprofit hat. Mountain Valley Pipeline is issuing subpoenas trying to frighten people away from affiliating with Appalachians Against Pipelines. MVP, sheriff's departments, local judges and prosecutors, they want to try to isolate so-called bad actors from we who show up, but we will not let them. Some of us have the personal security to act up, to disobey flagrantly and spectacularly.
Yeah.
I see you, Red.
That's right.
I see you, Bridget and Deborah and Princess. Do it if you can. Do it if you can. Some of us do not have that kind of security, but we are all called upon to support those who act up. Because whatever their alleged offense, it is nothing like the violence of pollution, the violence of incarceration, racial capitalism, ecological destruction. We honor good trouble. We protect the imperative to act up. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for keeping the faith, for believing in this campaign to end Mountain Valley Pipeline as part of a just transition away from the ruination and inequity of the fossil fuel era. We are not going anywhere. We will continue to show up and act up, and we will do it with puppets and poetry and music. And we will do it with generosity and joy and love. Thank you.
Yeah.
can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm from the Sunrise Movement Hub down in Roanoke, and I'm here to talk about it. So everywhere in my community, I can already see the scars of the fossil fuel industry. From the coal trains constantly passing through downtown, to the suburban sprawl that has made life very difficult for anyone unable to own a car, Roanoke has already suffered greatly at the hands of the fossil fuel industry. And that effect has been magnified on Roanoke's youth. Thank you. That effect has been magnified on Roanoke's youth, and will continue to suffer as the years go on. But on top of all of that, I can think of nothing worse for my community than the construction of the Mountain Valley Pipeline. It angers me that for the sake of profit, Dominion Energy is putting our land at risk, our drinking water, our neighbors, our community, all at risk. It angers me to think of the future that Dominion Energy is condemning my community to, one with high temperatures, unsafe drinking water, and all of the ill effects of fossil fuel production on regions. It's not a hyperbole that Dominion Energy is selling my and my peers' future for profit. And it's not just a Roanoke or Southwest Virginia problem, it's a Virginia, American, and all-earth problem. The carbon footprint of the construction of the Mountain Valley Pipeline will be equivalent to that of 23 coal-fired power plants. I don't think I need to tell anyone here that that is the last thing we need as we look towards a livable future, because that's all my generation wants. All we want is a future where we can live full, beautiful lives and watch our children do the same. But according to Dominion Energy, that is not more important than their bottom line. And that's why my friends at the Sunrise Movement and Appalachian Youth Climate Coalition have been sticking our necks out, sacrificing so many of our precious days of youth fighting for what really, really matters. It's why we strike, why we lobby, why we campaign, and why we'll keep fighting until this pipeline has been wiped off the face of the earth. And I know that I'm new on the scene, a lot of us youth are. I know that there are members of older generations here who have been fighting this pipeline for years. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that. I know you're exhausted. I can tell because I've only been here 2 years and I'm already half dead, so I have no idea how you could possibly feel. But I just want to say that I appreciate the fighting chance you've given my generation, and I thank you for it. And I want to reassure you that we have your backs and we will carry the torch. We know that we stand on the shoulders of giants. And the best thing that you can do for your organizations is to let young people have a seat at the table. Don't tokenize us as your youth voice or shove us away into a youth council. Give us a seat at the table. We have a special stake in this, and if you grant us positions of leadership, we will fight like hell to not only end the Mountain Valley Pipeline, but all fossil fuel production until we can have a livable future that works for everyone. Thank you for being here today, and keep up the good fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Followed Sonia to Richmond, and she made me sing in public. So thank you for that. We need that back in this movement for sure. I'd like to share a message here from our West Virginia hero from the holler, Maury Johnson. Maury, where are you? Maury sent along the West Virginia Rivers Coalition, the Greenbrier River Watershed Association, the Summers County Residents Against the Pipeline, the Indian Creek Watershed Association, and Preserve Monroe send a reminder to Virginia regulators that in West Virginia, MVP has committed 55 documented violations and received well over 500 citizen complaints. Before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to call the reading group number 3 up to the front to line up, please. And think about our friends, family, and loved ones in West Virginia as you assemble for the next reading. Since our next speaker was first elected to the Virginia House of Delegates, Delegate Sam Rasool has fought for the people of Virginia by passing legislation that expands healthcare access, speaking out against fracked gas pipelines we don't need, and rejecting special interest PAC donations. Sam has been showing up for communities across Virginia and fighting for justice, and he will continue lifting up our voices across the Commonwealth. Sam Rasool.
All right, let's give it up for Russell Chisholm. But some very, very special love across Artivism, but for Kay Ferguson. Yes, keep it going. It is nice to have such awesome friends who are dedicated to doing what is right. And you know what? Sometimes politics can be a little bit tough, believe it or not. And it can be tough to figure out, who's going to be on our side in the end. We love you too. But let me tell you how I feel about it. I find life in the struggle. I think that life is about this struggle, right? You're not really living unless you're in the thick of it. And Kay Ferguson is always in the thick of it, isn't she? And I thought I was in the thick of it until, I know she's around here somewhere, until this ornery redhead got in the trees. Where's Red Terry? Raise your hand. I know you're around here somewhere. She got in the trees. There she is. Give her a big round of applause. Her and her awesome daughter, Minor, said, we are not going to take it anymore. And they stayed in the trees, and we have had many, many other tree sitters, many other direct action friends like Emily Satterwhite and some others who have said, we hate bullies. You're not going to bully us anymore. We are going to stand up and take our future into our own hands. This is what has been beautiful over the past 6 or 7 years that we've been pushing back against the Mountain Valley Pipeline, against the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. So many of us have found our voice. I found a calling. We have certainly made some lifelong friendships. And to people like Red Terry and so many others have stood up, came out of nowhere and said, nope, you're not going to bully us. Isn't that right, Red? That's right. That's right. So as we move forward, my job is to talk about some direct actions that we can take. Number one, make sure you're doing everything that you can to follow everything that Artivism is doing, that Kay Ferguson is doing, and all of the wonderful organizations that are here. Because there are not several hundred people here. We have a network right here of several 100,000 people that we are connected to across Virginia, across the Commonwealth. Number two, you got to get involved in these elections. You've got to find ways, run for office, run campaigns, have your voice heard, let folks know that we are not going to take this lightly. That's right. I hear some candidates in the crowd. And I can tell you, I love public service with all my being, but we got to keep everybody honest all the time, right? We got to keep everybody honest all the time, including some of y'all have been keeping me honest along the way too. And lastly, there are many direct actions that we can be taking right now ahead of the December 14th Water Control Board meeting. We have an opportunity for Virginia to be on the right side of history. I have been on the House floor for 8 years. Thank you. And there are some votes that have been very difficult for me. It's not always black and white. We like to pretend that it is, but it isn't. And I always ask this one question. Are we standing on the right side of history when I push this button? I can tell you that the State Air Control Board stood on the right side of history last week, didn't they? And they didn't just kind of stand, they made a definitive statement. We are no longer going to have this environmental injustice in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And as the Reverend Barber stood here and said, this environmental injustice is sin. And we are pushing back against it. Now we are collectively calling on the State Water Control Board here Tuesday at 10 a.m., if you can be there, to make the right decision. So let them know they are certainly going to see this. They're going to feel this energy. They have an opportunity to be our heroes and to do something that 2 Democratic governors would not do, that a Democratic Attorney General would not do, that Democratic legislature would not do. And as a proud Democrat myself, we are going to ensure that we are standing on the right side of history, and we hope that our brothers and sisters on the State Water Control Board will stand with us. Thank you very much.
Okay, so speaking of letting them hear about today, which is gorgeous, there will be a video going up on Artivision Virginia at 9 o'clock Monday morning. I hope you'll share it as widely as you can, showing what we look like here today. And I also invite you to deploy these posters somewhere. I mean, somewhere, maybe you can think of something. But because the fossil fuel boys just really don't know when to quit, we want to point to the next battle in our collective fight against any new fossil fuel infrastructure in our Commonwealth. And that next battle is in the community of Charles City County. Residents of Charles City County, a majority-minority community east of Richmond, very close to here, already live in the shadow of a toxic mega landfill, and they've spent the last 2.5 years fighting two merchant gas-fired power plants that were proposed to be built within a mile of each other, and 2 pipelines that are proposed to feed them. Thanks to C5, Concerned Citizens of Charles City County. They're over here. One of those plants and one of those pipelines is already dead. But the Chickahominy Power Station and the Chickahominy Pipeline remain a threat, as well as proposed expansions to the landfill. So please bring your attention and your support to C5 and to Citizens Against Chickahominy Pipeline. They've got information for you up here. See them? They're waving. Yeah, talk to them, help them. They're very close to you, Richmond people. Because if the terrible threat of climate change has taught us anything, is it that there can be no more sacrifice zones and no further illusions that any of us are lesser because of race, because of economics, because of faith or location. No further illusions that all of us are not equally threatened and equally worthy, and that we must unite to survive.
Yeah, they're up.
All right, so violation witnesses group number 3. Come on down.
Hello, I'm Georgianne from Richmond and Buckingham County. My violation is number 8. It happened on October 17th, 2018 at Dry Branch. The branch was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Good day, my name is Erin and I'm a clergy member with the United Church of Christ. My violation is number 263. It happened September 27th, 2018 at Sinking Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Callie, here for my future and the planet I will inherit. My violation is number 142. It happened on July 9th, 2019 at a tributary to the Blackwater River. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped in the stream.
Dear tweet, Kamathi, that I wish for hello my comrades. I am Ellie of Sunrise Movement DC of Piscataway land, and I myself am of Richmond on occupied Powhatan land. My violation is number 183. It happened on October 23rd, 2018 at Bradshaw Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hi, I'm Charlie Strickler, Harrisonburg, Virginia, representing Climate Action Alliance of the Valley. My violation was number 265. It happened on February the 18th at Johnnican Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls in place.
I'm Ian from Stevens City. My violation is number 146. It happened on May 17th, 2019 at Little Cherry Stone Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Hi, my name is Anita. I am from Newport, Virginia. My violation is number 82. It happened on June 26, 2018 at the North Fork of the Roanoke River. The river was threatened again by pollution controls not installed as required.
My name is Kim Washington, representing the Brown Road community in Hanover County, and we are fighting environmental injustice against Wegmans Distribution Center, and my violation is number 96. It happened on March the 26th, 2019 at Flatwoods Branch. The branch was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
My name is Leah Jones from Virginia Interfaith Power and Light. My violation is number 223. It happened on March 14th, 2019 at a tributary to Owens Creek. MVP polluted the creek by dumping mud directly into it.
Hi, I am Kadeska Ray with Virginia Interfaith Power and Light. My violation is 221. It happened on July 13th, 2018 near Tills Creek. The creek was threatened by MVP's insufficient pollution controls.
I am Faith Harris, co-director for Virginia Interfaith Power and Light, and I have two violations. I am violation number 197. It happened on November 29th, 2018 at Norfolk Blackwater River. The river was threatened by sediment dumped off-site. I am also violation number 222. It happened on October 16th, 2018 at a tributary to Blackwater River. MVP polluted the stream by dumping mud directly into it.
Hi, I'm Donna from Charlottesville, the Piedmont group of the Sierra Club, and my violation is 238. It happened on February 19th, 2019 at Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river with insufficient pollution controls.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Mervyn DeMello. I'm from India, where we have our own battles against fossil fuels, so you're not alone. And I'm also from Washington, D.C., from the Dorothy Day Catholic Worker Community. My violation is number 193. It happened on September 26th, 2018 at North Fork Roanoke River. The river tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hello, my name is Kirsten DeMello. I'm from the Dorothy Day Catholic Worker in Washington, D.C. My violation is number 194. It happened on August 22nd, 2019 at Teals Creek. Mountain Valley Pipeline polluted the creek by dumping mud into a stream.
County, my violation is number 97. It happened on December 29th, 2018 at a tributary of the Blackwater River. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
My name is Michelle Mattioli. I'm with Virginia Organizing. My violation is number 83. It happened on June 3rd, 2019 at Dry Run. The run was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Cheryl from Richmond, Virginia. I grow food, I drink water, and I breathe air. My violation is number 202. It happened on July 9th, 2018 near Green Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls MVP did not install as required.
Hello, I am May of Crozet, Virginia. My violation is number 84. It happened on December 20th, 2018 at a tributary to Sinking Creek. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped in the stream.
Hello, I am Max of Sunrise Williamsburg. My violation is number 165. It happened on June 20th, 2019 at Mill Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
My name is Ann. I'm from Harrisonburg, Virginia, and I'm a member of CCAN. My violation is number 186. It happened on November 13th, 2020, near Blackwater River. A tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
I am Joseph from Harrisonburg, Virginia. My violation is 187. It happened on July 17, 2019, near Flatwoods Branch. A tributary was polluted by mud dumped into a stream.
My name is Anne from Norfolk, Virginia, and violation number 9 happened on May 4th, 2020 at Foul Ground Creek. The creek was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hi, I'm Mitchell from Norfolk. My violation is number 10. It happened on July 31st, 2019 at Bottom Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hi, I'm Travis Williams of Richmond, Virginia with the Virginia Environmental Justice Collaborative. My violation is number 85. It happened March 27, 2019 at Cherrystone Creek when mud was dumped into a stream.
I'm Kevin of Hanover County. My violation is number 199. It happened on August 28, 2019 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
Hi, I'm Sonia of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is 257. It happened on March 19th, 2019 at Flatwoods Branch. MVP threatened the stream by not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Maddie with Hanover Citizens Against a Pipeline. My violation is number 259. It happened on November 29th, 2018 at Mill Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
Hello, I'm Michael of Beaver Dam, Virginia, and Hanover Citizens Against the Pipeline. My violation is number 264. It happened on April 27th, 2019, at a tributary to Cherrystone Creek. MVP polluted the stream by dumping mud directly into the stream.
Of Concerned Citizens of Charles City County, C5. My violation is number 69. It happened on February 20th, 2020 at Jacks Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
Hi, I'm Bridget from Montgomery County, Virginia. My violation is 107. It happened on August 16th, 2019 in Franklin County. The deadline for eliminating water quality threats was violated 3 times.
I'm Lauren with the Save Coalition. My violation is number 34. It happened on October 23rd, 2018 at Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm David Serra for the Sierra Club, New River Valley. My violation is number 106. It happened on March 20th, 2019 at Poplar Camp Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls. Kill the beast!
My name is Gracie. My violation is number 93. It happened on June 3rd, 2019 at Dry Run. The run was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
I'm Paul. I'm representing the Rockfish Valley Foundation Environmental Literacy Project in Nelson County. My violation is number 181. It happened on September 11th, 2018 at Sinking Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
I am Nathan Airways of Sunrise, Richmond, and also Richmond for All. My violation is number 177. It happened on February 25th, 2019, near Jonathan Creek. A wetland was polluted by mud dumped on the wetland.
I'm Lib Hutchby from Women's International League for Peace and Freedom in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and the Poor People's Campaign. We stopped the ACP, we're going to stop the MVP. My violation is number 191, and it happened on February 26, 2019, at Tills Creek, Poor Tills Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Hi, I'm Tim of Richmond, Sussex, Prince George, Virginia. My violation is number 270. It happened on July 21st, 2018 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river by not installing pollution controls as required. End environmental racism now.
Hello, I am Chanel of Occupied Powhatan Land, or Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 268. It happened on October 23rd, 2018 at Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
Emily Piontek, and I live in Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm here today on behalf of the New River Valley Democratic Socialists of America. My violation number is 289. It happened on July 13th, 2018 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river by not installing pollution control measures as required.
Hi, my name is Doug. I live on the North Fork of the Roanoke River, and I'm pissed. I consider my extended family Appalachians against pipelines, and I don't care who knows it. My violation is number 105. It happened on July 31st, 2019 at our tributary of the Roanoke River. The river was polluted by mud dumped in our stream.
Hi, I'm Tommy LeBeau of Stanton, Virginia, with Danny LeBeau for Congress and Virginia Progressives. My violation is number 295. It happened on July 31st, 2019 at a tributary to Indian Run. Mountain Valley Pipeline polluted the stream by dumping mud directly into it.
Hi, my name's Kelly. I come from so-called Giles County, Virginia. I represent New River Valley Democratic Socialists of America. My violation is number 172. It happened on February 26, 2019 at Little Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Hi, my name's Lee. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. My organization is Green New Deal Virginia, and I represent violation number 230. It happened on February 13th, 2019, near Sinking Creek. MVP threatened the creek with insufficient pollution controls.
My name is Karen. I'm from Fairfax County. I represent Green New Deal Virginia and the Virginia State Conference NACP. My violation is 176. It happened on December 30th, 2018, near the Blackwater River. A tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hi, I'm Melody. I'm with Danny LeBeau for Congress and Virginia Progressives. The violation is number 296. It happened on June 19th, 2018 at Sinking Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
My name is Christina. I'm here from Manahawk Land. My violation is a shameful 210. It happened on October 16th, 2019 in Franklin County. MVP violated deadlines for eliminating water quality threats 15 times.
I am Mary of the Potomac Watershed, Northern Virginia. My violation is number 212. It happened on November the 12th, 2020 at a tributary to the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The tributary was polluted by mud dumped into the stream.
My name is Natalie of Leesburg, Virginia, with Loudon Climate Project. My violation is number 211. It happened on December 18th, 2018, at a tributary to the Pole Bridge Branch. This tributary was polluted by mud MVP dumped into the stream.
I'm Dave with Wild, Virginia. My violation is number 171. It happened on June 30, 2018 at Little Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
My name is Noah from Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 258. It happened on July 9th, 2018 at Green Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
My name is Galen of Richmond, Virginia. My violation is number 190. It happened on August 27, 2019 at Magotty Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alex Harvell, founder of the Free by Running Art and Mindfulness Foundation, coming from Fredericksburg, Virginia. My violation is number 253. It happened on August 7th, 2019 at the Roanoke River. MVP threatened the river by dumping sediment off-site.
Hi, my name is Danny LeBeau of Danny LeBeau for Congress and Virginia Progressives, all from Stanton, Virginia. And my shameful violation is number 269. It happened on December 29, 2018 at a tributary to the Blackwater River. Mountain Valley Pipeline polluted the stream by dumping mud directly into it.
Hello, my name is Maury. I'm from Giles. I was born in Giles County, Virginia, and if you haven't heard, I live up a little hollow in nearby Monroe County, West Virginia. I'm here representing everybody. At this point, I feel like I'm from everywhere. And I'm reading this. I wasn't going to read, but I've been asked to do this on behalf of some friends who formerly lived in Franklin County. Violation 141 happened on March 11th, 2019 at Teals Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls. Thank you. Thank you all for being here.
So do you think they should get another water permit? No, that would be no. Okay, so it's my pleasure now to again bring you members of the Sun Sing Collective and of After Jack.
Hey y'all, thank you for sticking around. Seems like some of folks in the house here got longevity, huh? Longevity Dr. Barber was talking about. In it for the long haul. Some folks in here been in it for the long haul, working on other justice issues before the Mountain Valley Pipeline, Atlantic Coast Pipeline, and it's not going to stop after that. Get a little tired sometimes. That's why we got to lift each other up. And after we beat MVP, which we will, we got a long way to go. We're standing in a shadow of colonialism today, and we're on stolen land. It's hard to find justice on stolen land, but you know what? All we got to do is stick with each other. Down so early these days, and a cold dark shadow has come over my road. Lately round here, things ain't been the same, and I feel so alone, and I feel so alone.
You and I, we've come so far together. You help me carry my load. You help me carry my load. Now I'm so tired, and I don't know whether I can make it home. If I can make it home.
I have tried to break away from all this darkness. I have testified in this place so cold and heartless. But when the light's getting hard to find, I know you wouldn't leave me behind. When troubles come around again, I know I wouldn't see you giving in. So I'm too tired to quit, too tired to turn around. Well, I've come too far now for backing down. And I'm too tired to quit, too tired to turn around. I'm still with you, I'll give all I can give, 'cause I'm too tired to quit. I have tried to break away from all this darkness. I have testified in this place so cold and heartless. But when the trouble to find, I know you wouldn't leave me behind. When there's trouble coming round again, I know you wouldn't seem giving in. So I'm too tired, too tired to turn around. I know we've come too far now back down. Yeah, I'm too tired to quit, too tired to turn around. I'm still with you, I'll give all I can give, 'cause I'm too tired to quit. Yeah, I'm too tired to quit. I'm still with you, I'll give all I can give, 'cause I'm too tired to quit. Too damn tired to quit. Group number 4 are going to be getting ready soon to come up here. Thank you. Come on down. All right, y'all. Some of you know this song. For everyone who's getting in the way, there's an awful lot of you getting in the way in your own special way, but we're getting the goods, y'all. We're winning slowly, and we're going to win soon. We gotta stick with it. I'll take you to the river, tell you what I see. I see the truth in the water, shining back up at me. Everything in time, since the world began. Feel it breathing in the air, feel it buried in land. I'll take you to the river. Tell you what I hear. I hear the thunder in the distance. I hear the river say a prayer. Here come that company man. Here come that big machine. Here come the murder of the mountain. Here come the in-between. I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. Every life is water running through you. What are you gonna hold to? What are you gonna do? I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. Come down, watch it carve through the country, roll right into town. Everything in time, running through our veins. We got the river running through us. No river runs in vain. I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. Every life is water running through you. What are you gonna hold to? What are you gonna do? I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. Every life is a water running through you. What are you gonna hold to? What are you gonna do? I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. I'll take you to the river. I'll take you to the truth. I'll take you to the river. Tell you what I hear.
Tell you what I hear.
I hear the thunder in the distance. I hear the river say a prayer. Thanks, y'all.
One more time, if you are in group 4, come on down.
I am Emily of Richmond. My violation is 184. It happened on July 8th, 2019 at Little Cherrystone Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
Hello. My name is Kelly. I'm from Charlottesville. MVP violation number 188 happened on June 29th, 2018 at Flatwoods Branch. The creek was threatened by pollution controls that were not installed as required.
I'm Charles Hart of Charlottesville, Virginia. My violation is number 189. It happened on January 18th, 2019 at Rocky Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I am Max of William and Mary College Socialists. My violation is number 164. It happened February 5th, 2019 at Harpin Branch. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
Charlottesville, Virginia, and Youth Against Pipelines. My violation is number 287. It happened on August 7th, 2019 at so-called Indian Run. Mountain Valley threatened the stream by not having proper, sufficient pollution controls in place.
My name is JP, originally from Falls Church, Virginia, and I'm here with CCAN. And MVP's violation number 76 happened on June 21st, 2018 at Sinking Creek. The creek was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Steve from the Catholic Worker Community in Norfolk. Violation number 7 happened on November 15th, 2019 in Franklin County. The deadlines for eliminating water quality threats were violated shamelessly 62 times.
I'm Madeline with Food and Water Watch. My violation is number 224. It happened on July 12th, 2018 near Green Creek. The creek was threatened by MVP not installing pollution controls as required.
I'm Fritz from Sierra Club Virginia Piedmont Group. Violation 285 happened on October the 23rd, 2018, when MVP put more mud in Teals Creek again.
I'm Grace Tuttle with Protect Our Water Heritage Rights Coalition. My violation is number 236. It happened on August 16th, 2018 near Sinking Creek when MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
My violation is 225. It occurred on August 1st, 2018 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by MVP who dumped mud off-site.
I am Kim Williams of the Catholic Worker Community in Norfolk, Virginia, and Mothers Out Front. I'm bearing witness today to violation number 6, which happened on July 12th, 2018 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by insufficient pollution controls.
I'm Molly with C5. My violation is number 215. It happened on August 1st, 2018 near the North Fork of the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by sediment MVP dumped off-site.
I'm Carrie of Henrico, Virginia. My violation is 271. It happened on December 27th, 2018 at Polebridge Branch. MVP threatened the stream by not installing pollution controls as required.
My name is George with Elder Power. Okay. My violation is number 39. It happened on January the 11th, 2019 at Little Cherrystone Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls that were not installed as required. MVP, we will stop you.
Hi, I'm Nitch. I'm here on behalf of Stanton Organizing, where we reside on Monacan Indian ancestral land. My violation is violation number 154. It happened on July 17th, 2019, near Flatwoods Branch. A tributary was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
From the Rivana watershed. My violation is number 280. It happened on September 18th, 2018 at the Blackwater River. The MVP threatened the river by dumping sediment off-site.
My name is Jennifer Kitchen. I'm from Augusta County and representing Rural Ground Game. My violation is number 155. It happened on March 12, 2019 at Cherrystone Creek. The creek was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I'm Kate from Charlottesville. My violation is 278. It happened on October 4th, 2018 at Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
Hi, I'm Lisa Drain from Charlottesville, Virginia. My violation is 282. It happened on June 29th, 2018 at Flatwoods Branch. MVP threatened the stream by not installing pollution controls as required.
My name is Michael James Duramo. I'm from Blacksburg, Virginia. My violation is 196. It happened on August 1st, 2018 at North Fork Blackwater River. The river was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
My name is Isabel Pillow. I'm an environmental studies student at VCU. My violation is number 24. It happened on February 19th, 2019 at the Blackwater River. The river was threatened by pollution controls not installed as required.
I am here reading for a new friend. Their violation is 297. It happened on June 9th, 2018 at Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
Hello, I'm Pamela. My homeland is in Southside Pittsylvania County, and I now live here in Richmond on the falls of the Powhatan River. My violation that I give witness to is number 169. It happened on September 25th, 2018 at North Fork Roanoke River. The river was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
My name is Stephanie. I live here on this beautiful earth. My violation is number 170. It happened on July 5th, 2019 near Poplar Creek Camp. This creek was polluted by mud dumped in a tributary.
I am Bob, Fairfax County. MVP violation 261 happened on November 27, 2018 at Harpin Creek. MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required.
Hi, I'm Rachel from Fairfax County. MVP's violation 262 happened on January 21st, 2021 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river by not installing pollution controls as required.
Hello, I'm Ella of Union Hill, Buckingham. Friends of Buckingham, my violation is number 304. It happened on December 22nd, 2018 at the Roanoke River. MVP threatened the river by not installing pollution control required.
I'm Hanuman from Buckingham. I'm with her. My violation is number 292. Happened on July 19th of 2018 at the North Fork of the Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river by dumping sediment off-site.
I'm Jill Averett from Nelson County with Friends of Nelson. My violation is number 95. It happened on June 12th, 2019 at a wetland near Little Cherrystone Creek, again. The wetland was polluted by mud dumped in a stream.
Hi, I'm Divya Bertu, Friends of Buckingham and Virginia Community Rights Network. My violation is 290. It happened on February 20th, 2020 at Poplar Camp Creek. I don't know how many times, but MVP threatened the creek by not installing pollution controls as required. Hi, I'm Chad of Union Hill, Buckingham, Virginia. Friends of Buckingham, my violation is number 293. It happened on June 21st, 2018 at Flatwoods Branch. MVP threatened the creek by not having sufficient pollution controls in place.
I'm Trish of Preserve Bent Mountain, Mothers Out Front, Citizens for Arsenal Accountability, and Stand with Red. My violation is 101. It happened on June 3rd, 2019, a dry run. MVP violently threatened the run by dumping sediment off-site, doomed to the pipeline.
Connie of Blacksburg, and I'm with Appalachians Against Pipelines. My violation is number 100. It happened on August 17th, 2018 at Craig Creek, just in my backyard. The creek was threatened by pollution controls that were not even installed, though they are required.
Hi, I'm Andy of Blacksburg, and I'm bearing witness for the fish, mussels, and other voiceless critters. The MVP perpetrated violation number 104 on October 17, 2018, when it failed to install pollution controls required to protect the biotic and physical integrity on North Fork Blackwater River.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm with Appalachian Voices. I'm from Charlottesville. My violation is number 231. It happened on July 9th, 2018, near the Blackwater River. Mountain Valley Pipeline threatened the river by not installing pollution controls as required.
Lloyd Walker, and I'm from Alexandria, Virginia. I'm with 350 Alexandria and Our Revolution. My violation is number 180. It happened on January 29th, 2019 at Little Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Hi, my name is Zach Filtz. I'm of King George County and representing Our Revolution, Virginia here today. My violation number is number 298. It happened on August 17th, 2020 at Blackwater River. MVP threatened the river by dumping sediment off-site.
Hi, my name is Joshua Vanna from Artivism, Virginia. I live in so-called Albemarle County on Monacan land. My violation is number 303 out of thousands. It happened on June 10th, 2019 at a tributary to the Little Cherrystone Creek. MVP polluted the stream by dumping mud directly into it.
Hi, I'm Scott of Arlington, Virginia with the Virginia People's Party. My violation is number 251. It happened on February 26, 2019 at Teals Creek. MVP threatened the creek by dumping sediment off-site.
Hello, my name is Ant Tamburino, originally from Charlottesville, Virginia, currently from Raleigh, North Carolina. My violation is number 130, happened on October 16th, 2018 at Little Creek. The creek was threatened by sediment dumped off-site.
Hello, I'm Portnoy. I'm Zion Crossroads Squad. When self-proclaimed James River Water Authority was busting through Monacan burial grounds, my violation is number 161. It happened on January 9, 2019, near the Blackwater River. A tributary was polluted by mud dumped into a stream.
Can we get some witnesses in this space here today? Thank you. And now one of the brightest, biggest sounds in Virginia, the No BS Brass Band.
Hello? All right. Here we go. No BS Press. Thank you so much for having us out here for such an important engagement. Thank you so much. Here we go. Water is life.
Check, check. It is.
this thing, okay? Water is life. Thank you guys so much. It is a pleasure to be here today. Because why do what we do if you're not doing it to be a part of something, right? Something that matters, something positive. Try to get things done. This song is called Applause. Feel free to be a part of this with us. You can clap your hands like that. Oh, yeah. I like that, Sage. Thank you. You can love it or hate it, we gon' celebrate it. You can't believe it, my group is undefeated. We left the blood, sweat, tears on the stage. We do it our way, your way, that way. We gon' roll with the punches when they come. It's just a tiny price of paper, number one. No, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. Stand up, hands up, can I get a round of applause? Can I get a round of applause? Can I get a round of applause? Water is life. Yes. Heavily meditated, sounds been elevated. You're with the best, no stress, there's no BS, yes. You know we keep the people dancing on their feet. We made it to the top, we ain't come to compete. I'll lead the way, you just do as I say. Practice makes perfect more than a cliche. No, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. Stand up, hands up, give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself one. Yeah. We made it. We will continue to make it. You can't stop the shine. I'm fully equipped for the climb, and I do it every time. Never fold, hold 10 toes to the ground. What you hear, another sounds of a champ. We do it for the fam. Be an example, work hard, play hard, not mad, battle smart. So put your hands together and don't play with it. Put your hands together for those who stay with it. Put your hands together and don't play with it. Put your hands together for those who stay with it. Woo! You know what I came for. You know what I came for. Encore. But we know what you came for. We know what you came for. No BS. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. People power. But we rise. Yeah! Woo! Oh, we know what you came for. We know what you came for. And I'm for. We know what you came for. We know what you came for. I'm for. We know what you came for. We know what you came for. I'm for. We know what you came for. Come on, y'all. Yeah. This next song we're about to do is called RVA All Day. All day long.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, 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 thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You, thank you, thank you, thank you. Water is life. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, No BS Brass Band.
Thank you, violation witnesses.
Thank you to all of you who made it to this event, including each and every one of you here today.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Thank you all for being here today. Safe trip home for everyone. Thank you.